Hello traders, Trader Sage here. I decided to release this module ahead of me completing recording this free course called The Confident Trader. I get very passionate about the topic of psychology of money and trading, and quite honestly, the addiction that comes along with trading. I think a lot of traders will find this video extremely valuable. I talk about a lot of the things that pains a lot of people and keep them from becoming consistently profitable people. And I didn't want you all to have to wait until I completed recording the course for you to get this information out, because I know that this can help people ASAP. So if you're watching this before I've completed the course, please stay tuned. I'm hoping to get that course done and completed by the end of the month. If the course is already out, go ahead and watch that entire video, because there's packed full of gems that will 100% change your trading career in ways that you probably can't even imagine. So enjoy this video. I know I do get very passionate and riled up about the things that I talk about here, but it all comes from the heart, and it all comes from a place where I want to see you all become very successful traders. I know that you can do this. Just keep going and keep believing in yourself and keep shooting. At the time, I could possibly still be offering coaching sessions. So if I am still offering coaching sessions, the link will be in the description box below. Take care and stay locked in. All right, let's get into it. Module 3, the psychology of money and trading. We're going to go real deep here, so I really need y'all's attention. Let's focus. Our objective here is to uncover and rewire your emotional relationship with money so you can detach from trade outcomes, stop sabotaging your results, and step into your role as a professional, process-focused trader. Most traders think they have a strategy problem, but what they really have is a money psychology problem. And you know this is true because most traders spend all their time on YouTube strategy hopping, looking for the next best strategy, looking for a strategy that either has a very high R multiple or a high win rate, and ideally both, right? You fall for the trap of thinking, oh, I can have very high R multiple and very high win rate. I'm not saying that it's not possible. I'm just saying that it's unlikely. So let's get real. You're not just trading candlesticks, you're trading your beliefs about money. You bring your entire financial identity into every trade, your entire financial identity into every trade. How you were raised around money, how much money you believe you're worth, your fears around losing money, your needs to protect profits, your attachment to numbers. The list can go on and on, but these are some of the main things that usually come up. That's why $100 can feel like a huge win to one trader and a rounding error to another trader. The amount isn't the problem. Your attachment to the amount is. And we all have some form of psychological attachment to money that is factual, but it doesn't have to be that way. Your subconscious mind has a set point, a mental clinging for what it feels safe or normal when it comes to money. If you've never made more than $3,000 a month, risking $1,000 on a trade might feel terrifying. If you grew up hearing money is hard to make, then every trade you make might feel like a threat. You associate success with pressure. You'll subconsciously avoid winning. Listen, I think that first statement is like really major. The retail traders love doing account flips. The crazy thing is that if you've never made 10 grand in a month and you flip your account from 1K to 10K and you're like, damn, I want more, I want to keep pushing it. Do you think that that's intelligent or smart? Because what you have just done is then associated the process of taking massive amounts of risk with small amounts of money and thinking that you can duplicate it again and again and again. We already talked about how you need to think in probabilities, and you can definitely put on a trade and it be a winning trade. You can risk $500 of that $1,000 account and continually compound it for sure, if you get lucky, or if you have an edge with really good high probabilities, because that's what it's going to come down to, is probability. So I feel like the average trader gets stuck in this process of thinking that, okay, all I gotta do is just flip this account and flip it 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 and flip it. Are you gonna flip it for the rest of your life? Like, the way you're gonna move with $100,000 is not the same way you're gonna move with $1,000 account. And if you continue to think like a flipper when you have a massive amount of money, you're going to blow up. The game of trading is played in the 6 inches between your ears. The most common money blocks I see in traders are fear of size, fear of success, guilt after a win, sabotage before a big milestone, clinging to small profits out of scarcity. The infamous scarcity mindset that all of your gurus tell you that you have. And in some ways, they're right. We all do have some type of scarcity mindset when it comes to money, because you have to replicate how you got that money in the first place. And if the way that you got that money was through flipping your account, well, then good luck. Do any of these feel familiar? We're talking about money blocks now. You freeze up when increasing your lot size. You take profits too early when price gets close to your target. You stop trading once you're close to a payout because you're scared of losing it. So this is talking about prop firm accounts. You revenge trade after a loss to win it back. You feel undeserving after a win and give it all back the next day. You track dollar gains more than our multiples or setup quality. These are not just bad habits. They are deeply emotional patterns rooted in your identity around money. You cannot outperform your internal blueprint. I promise you, you cannot. That is your framework for life. If you don't believe you're someone who deserves to make 10K a month or trade a 6-figure account, you'll find ways to mess it up. This isn't just about discipline, it's about identity. And your identity is, once again, one of the hardest things to change about yourself. But once you remain free and that you have a identity that's able to transform, it's malleable, it's able to change its mind about things, it's able to think in probabilities, that's a strong identity, guys. So your fears will act against you in such a way that you will cause the very thing that you're afraid of to actually happen. And Mark Douglas talks about this a lot in his seminars and Trading in the Zone. The very thing that you're trying to avoid happening is what you're going to manifest into your life. Man, I'm telling you, I've been there, I've done that. You know, you are afraid of you're afraid of giving your money back to the market, so then you close the trade and you miss out on a major move. Or better yet, once the trade finally moves into your favor, you fear that it's going to pull back and take away all your money, so you close the trade. You're in drawdown and the market's about to hit your stop loss, and you're like, no, I know this trade is going to work, let me move my stop loss. And it goes down and it goes deeper, let me move my stop loss again, and it goes deeper and deeper and deeper, and then you blow up. If you're afraid of being wrong, your fear will act upon your perception of market information in a way that causes you to act in a way that makes you wrong. When you are fearful, no other possibilities exist. Fear is immobilizing. Physically, it causes us to freeze or run. Mentally, it causes us to narrow our focus to the object of our fear. Fear is immobilizing. It shuts your brain down. You are in fight or flight. You're in survival mode, and any other information that comes into your awareness is just going to be pushed to the wayside, just shoved to the side. So what I really want for you is to trade without fear, because once again, trading is like a coin flip. And once you integrate that and understand it in your mind, then it becomes less of a severe thing, less of a thing that that's daunting, less of a thing that's debilitating, less of a thing that's immobilizing where you freeze up. Like, you only freeze up because of fear, guys. And you should have zero fear when you're trading in the markets, no emotions at all, because it's not up to you what the market does. All you can control is where you enter, where you exit, where you take profit. The rest is up to the market. You have to surrender your control. And my God, is that hard for us to do? This narrow focus means that alternative perspectives and valuable data from the market are ignored. Fear makes you blind to the broader context and reactive to the immediate emotion. You don't have to know everything about yourself or the markets to put on a winning trade, but you do need to be aware of how fear alters your behavior in real time. All the things that I just said. So let's talk about our addiction to random rewards. This is major. I really need you guys to pay attention to this. This is one of the biggest psychological traps traders fall into. Studies show that when monkeys are rewarded consistently for a task, they learn quickly. Okay, let me repeat that. Studies show that when monkeys are rewarded consistently for a task, they learn quickly. But when the rewards are random, their behavior becomes erratic and addicted to the hope of a reward. Tell me that is not us when we trading, guys. Tell me that is not humans. Tell me it's not. Humans are the same. We get addicted to the euphoria of an unexpected win. So we keep clicking buttons hoping for that hit of dopamine again. This overrides logic and risk management and strategy completely, because all you're focusing on is the hope of winning again, and you're not even paying attention to how you're trading and how you're about to blow up your account. This addiction is what businesses are built off of getting you addicted to things, of making you want to get that dopamine hit. It's not just trading. All of the major tech companies have algorithms built on this very principle of getting you addicted to social media, getting you addicted to pornography, getting you addicted to food. Man, it's so sad, honestly, when you reflect on it, like how all these corporations just exist to exploit your mind and to get you addicted to whatever product that they've created so that you can keep giving them money. It's fucked up. But that's how we live here. And I don't want that for you. When you expect a reward and don't get it, you feel disappointed. But when you get a reward randomly, your brain links trading with surprise, pleasure, and a cycle of addiction begins. That's why revenge trading happens. You mainly want to feel control. That's what happened with revenge trading. Like, you're like, no, I want my money back. You risk more than your plan allows. You re-enter after a loss impulsively without reanalyzing the situation to understand if your trading idea is still valid. The result, a mental state of choicelessness. You are no longer trading with intention, but reacting in hope. And that's not trading. This addiction is the enemy of consistency. And I want consistency more than anything for you all. I want it more than anything for you all. It's consistency. And you can have consistency. I want you to be a consistent person. And when I say consistently, I want you to divorce in your mind the idea of consistent profits. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about consistent behavior. Because you cannot control what happens after you click that button. So why would I want you to be consistent in the way that in your interpretation of you trying to extract money from the markets? That's not what I want. I want you to be consistent in your approach, consistent in your behavior, consistent in your methodology, consistent in your strategy. No more strategy hopping. I want you to be consistent with your emotions. No more emotional swings. No more getting frustrated and blowing up. No more over leveraging your account. No more reloading your account after you blow it up. No more being fearful when you're making money when you're literally floating in profits. No, I don't want that for you. I want consistency for you. Let's think about addiction in itself. Wikipedia's definition of addiction is a neuropsychological disorder characterized by a persistent and intense urge to use a drug or engage in a behavior that produces natural reward despite substantial harm and other negative consequences. This is a neuropsychological disorder, guys. Like, this is a disease. Like, you have a disease of the mind, and it's unchecked, and it's reinforced by corporations and greed. And it makes me fucking sick. It makes me fucking sick. Okay? You can trade these markets with the edge. You can 100% make money in these markets. But what I don't want is for you to become addicted to this process, because that's when you lose the battle. That's when you lose the battle and they win, and they constantly extract money from you, constantly. That's what trading has been lately. It's been an auction. It's been max extraction. That's what's happening in the meme coin world. 99% of them fail. Occasionally some of them run, but most of them fail. Most of them go to fucking zero. It's max extraction all day long. They have farms farming people. Why? Because you're addicted to the idea of hitting it big, of changing your life. It's depressing, but I don't want that depression. I don't want that for you. I want you to snap out of it and step into reality. This is not a game where the outcome is fixed, you know, like you just beat the game. And then I get so emotional about this because I care so deeply about humanity and you guys, and it just makes me so frustrated when I think about how the average person is manipulated into chasing and FOMO into tops and panic selling bottoms over and over and over and over and over and over again. Addiction is the greatest threat to consistency because it forces you to stay loyal to your actions you don't even want to take. That's why it's the enemy of consistency. It forces you to take actions you don't want to take. Think about how powerful consistency is. Now realize addiction uses that same power against you. You are being consistent, but with behaviors that sabotage your success. I'm gonna read that last part again. Think about how powerful consistency is. Doing the same thing over and over again. If you do 10 push-ups every day, in 30 days, you've done 300 push-ups. Now realize addiction uses that same power against you. You smoke 10 cigarettes a day. By the end of the month, you smoke 300 cigarettes. Think about how terrible that is for your health. You are being consistent, but with behaviors that sabotage your success. I need you to wake up. Okay, I had to take a little break there because I was getting really emotional about this. This type of stuff is near and dear to my heart. You know, I've dealt with addiction myself. I've dealt with addiction in my family, and I've fallen addicted to trading myself. I've spent so many years staring at the charts, just trying to change my life, trying to change my family's life, trying to change everything for myself. And ultimately it did pay off, but sometimes you have to sit there and reflect and think about, like, at what cost? Like, I've missed out on many years of my son growing up because of me trying to trade the markets, because of me studying all damn day long, trying to understand how to beat the markets. I've missed out on so much, so many things in my life, and fallen addicted to this process. And I just don't want that for y'all. If I can speed up your transformation by all the years that it took me, then mission accomplished. Okay, let's keep it going. You can't out-discipline addiction. You have to out-awaken it. The moment you realize you're running a destructive loop, you reclaim the power to choose. Consistency starts with conscious interruption. You have to become aware of that addiction inside of you. You have to. So we become addicted to wrong habits, overtrading, FOMO entries, revenge trades. These aren't mistakes, they're patterns. And if you don't change your identity as a trader, you'll keep repeating them. Let's build a system that replaces addiction with structure. You've studied the charts, you've tested the indicators, you've even bought a few courses, but the results still swing. That's because the missing piece isn't a better strategy, it's how you think about the market. Until you shift from needing to be right to thinking in probabilities, you'll keep sabotaging good trades and overreacting to losses. This isn't about more information, it's about transforming how you interpret risk, loss, and uncertainty. It's not a lack of knowledge, it's the mental war between expectations and reality. You expect the trade to work, but the market doesn't care about your certainty. It only respects your edge over time. Most traders get blindsided by one loss that makes them question their system, a small streak that makes them overconfident, a drawdown that makes them abandon everything. But here's the truth. You don't rise to the level of your strategy. You fall to the level of your mindset. The shift begins when you stop needing to be right and start training yourself to think in probabilities. So let's talk about probabilities. Let's develop the Let's develop the probabilistic mindset right now. Sorry, guys. To think like a consistently profitable trader, you must adopt a probabilistic mindset. This mindset is built on the following 5 truths. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. Say that to yourself every day before you take a trade. I have had it on sticky notes in front of me on my monitor before I like integrated it into my mind, because now I fully know this. Anything can happen. The market is inherently uncertain. No matter how confident you are in a setup, it can lose. It can still lose. No matter how confident you are, it still can lose. You don't need to know what's going to happen next to make money. Profits come from following your edge, not from predicting outcomes. There is a random distribution between wins and losses. Even if your edge has a 70% win rate, you can still lose 5 times in a row, guys. So the people who are probability people who, I got to get a 90% probability of success. Okay, you can still lose. And you can still lose consistently because, one, you probably can't keep that edge. You probably can't maintain 90% win rate. Maybe you can, but forever, I doubt it. An edge only implies a higher probability. It's not a guarantee. It means you have better odds over many trades. It means you have better odds over many trades, okay? An edge only applies a higher probability. It's not a guarantee. And I think many people get tripped up about this, and that's why they end up leaning on high probability because they think it's a guarantee. No, it's not. Every moment in the market is unique. No 2 trades are ever exactly the same, even if the charts look similar. I promise you. I promise you, because you're going to develop that playbook, and you're going, this look exactly like this. Oh, and I lost. Why did I lose? Because every moment in the market is unique. Every moment of life is unique. And although the patterns are similar, it's never the same. Never. When you accept these principles, you remove the pressure to be right and shift your focus to executing well over time. So, rewiring your money identity. You will never rise above your self-image. Here's how you begin the rewire. Stop thinking in dollars, start thinking in R multiples. Detach from trade outcomes. Did you follow your plan? That's a win. Visualize yourself trading larger size calmly and consistently. And I need to put incrementally there. Like, if your position size is $100, don't be like, okay, let's make it 500 now. Huh? Like, how does that make sense? Like, if anything, doubling it, okay, fine. You double it. Now your position size is 100, now it's 200. But don't be making like 5x changes in your position size. Like that variance is going to put its foot up your ass, and you're going to be like, damn, the market got hands. Okay. Practice gratitude and neutrality, whether a trade wins or loses. This is what creates the emotional bandwidth required to scale. Practical exercises for rewiring. Journaling prompt. What dollar amount do I start to feel uncomfortable trading or risking? Unpack the emotion behind that number. Visualization drill. Close your eyes and imagine executing that exact same setup. Now imagine it with $100 risk, then $1,000, then $10,000. Where does your nervous system tense up? That's your constraint, and that's what you need to work on. Okay. All of these numbers are just numbers. They should have no type of psychological bearing inside of your mind. If you are over leveraged, then it will. So if you only have a $10,000 account and you are risking $10,000 on a trade and you are panicked out of your mind, well, it's probably because you're over leveraged. Detach from dollar gains. Stop looking at the P&L in dollar terms for 30 days. Log everything in terms of R, not dollars. And I would even say percentages. This requires your focus towards quality and process. Prop trading frame shift. Remind yourself daily, this is not my money. My only job is to follow the rules that make it grow. I think prop trading is an interesting thing because there's a lot of predatory people out there, a lot of predatory businesses. Most infamously, I think it was MFF, My Forex Fund. I think it was the one who said slip them to hell. Honestly, that statement was really funny to me because you sound like an evil villain saying slip them to hell. What the hell is wrong with you? It's crazy, but that's exactly how they think. Like that's how these people think. They are not your friends. They're not here to be, oh, I'm a happy, nice prop firm. I'm here to help you make money. No, they're here to make money off of you and you continuously. They're here to take your check that you work hard for every month. I don't want you trading with a prop firm until you have a edge. Every trader has subconscious money beliefs that affect their behavior. You must separate your identity from your profits. Focus on executing setups, not on cash outcome. Reframing your relationship to money is critical for long-term consistency and scale. Your emotional connection to money defines your risk tolerance. Fear clouds your ability to see opportunity. It narrows your focus and distorts truth. Random rewards trigger addiction patterns that destroy discipline. Anything can happen. You do not need to know what's going to happen next in order to make money. There's a random distribution between wins and losses for any given set of variables that define an edge. An edge is nothing more than an indication of a higher probability of one thing happening over the other. Every moment in the market is unique. That is the end. And I really sincerely hope that this has leveled you up deeply. I hope my passion for this subject has been integrated into you and you become passionate about this as well, and understanding that the addiction to trading is very real. It's very, very real. And it's the reason why most people blow up. I don't want you to blow up. I want you to develop a probabilistic mindset. Instead of thinking about this one trade, I want you to think about the next 10 trades, the next 20 trades, the next 30 trades. Keep shooting, keep shooting, keep shooting, keep shooting, keep shooting. If you have an edge, just keep shooting. That's your job. You pull up, you shoot. You pull up, you shoot. You pull up, you shoot. You notate, what did I do wrong? Could I have done something differently here? And I don't mean wrong because you lost the trade. It doesn't matter whether you win or lose. I'm talking about how you handle the trade, your psychology, whether you follow your edge properly or not. That's what I want you to focus on. I believe that's all that I have for this module. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace and love. I'll see you in the next one.